Rudy Williams, man, from Baltimore. It's Unique Mecca Audio. This my man, original legend, and he's not here just to talk about his legitimacy. He's gonna break down his case, what happened with him, and you know, how the system worked, how he feel, how he grew, you know, where he was back then. You know, so we're just gonna start from the beginning. Tell him who you are, Rudy.
I'm Rudy Williams from Baltimore. You could say that I'm a well-known person in Baltimore.
Okay, where are you born and raised?
I was born and raised. I was born in North Carolina. I was raised in Baltimore.
So you're Baltimore bred?
Yeah, Baltimore bred.
Baltimore bred. All right.
Since I was 9 months old.
There you go, Baltimore bred. All right. What was your childhood and family like?
My childhood family, it was a loving family. It was nice. At the age you're not aware of not being poor, you know. We wasn't rich or nothing like that, but it was a lot of us, and we had love, you know. And we had both parents in the house, and we had our ups and downs. It was a strong family, though.
Strong family, all right. So, what made you decide to go into the drug game?
Because of the things I wanted, you know, and I couldn't afford, you know, at the salary or type of job that society had for us, you know.
Okay. So you decided to take a shortcut and say, I'm gonna get the bag. Basically,
yeah, I was already.
This is what we do before you go. Tap back into Rudy from yesterday is what I want today. All right. So we know about the man you are today because you know you're my mentor. You're all about the youngest mentor.
Well, I started breaking law when I was maybe 9 years old. You know, so I was already. That was just a graduation. You know, it wasn't no specific decision and all that. Right? And I go where the money is. You know.
Oh, you where the money is?
Yeah, I was stealing since I was like 9 years old. You know.
Okay. So go ahead, finish my bad.
I remember the first time I stole something. Me and my cousin was in the supermarket. Me and my cousin, my brother, right? And he was like, reach over there and get some candy bars and put them in your pocket. So I didn't know you could do that, you know. I thought you had to pay for stuff, you know. So I went on to that. I was probably, may have been younger than 9 years old, you know. So that was like, we get outside, pull them out, you know, and all that. That was like a skeleton fire or something like that, you know. I was like, oh, you can do that? You can actually take something and they don't pay for it? You know? And you know, ever since then, that kind of stuck with me, you know.
You know, that happened with me. It's a funny thing, that no lie, right hand. That's the same way I began. I went to the local store with one of my friends and his older brothers and cousins that were like 15 at the time. And when we went in there, we was all hungry. So we stopped off to go get something to eat. And we ain't had no money. None of us had no money. You know what I mean? But we went in the store, you know, to get something to eat. You know what I mean? So I think we just walking in and out the store. But when we go in the store, they the older dudes was putting Twinkies in their pants. That's why I love Twinkies to this day. They were putting Twinkies in their pants. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what you doing? And they're like, boy, you better get something to eat. You know what I mean? And it's the older dude telling me, well, you better get something to eat. So they telling me that in order to get something to eat, I put it in my pants. But we can't pay. You know what I mean? So I learned from a young age that you did too, from the way I look at that experience, is that if we had to steal to eat, we're gonna steal to eat, but we're gonna eat. You know? How did you view that?
Some of the same way, you know, if I wanted something, you know, I seen it, you know. My father was rich, you know, he barely, actually we was on welfare. My mom ain't gonna like me to say this because you know what people know, but tell the truth, we was on welfare, you know, when I was young, you know, living in East Baltimore, you know. And it was a lot of us, you know. Basically, it was 8 of us, you know. My father wasn't an educated man, you know, he had maybe a 3rd grade education. He's from North Carolina. Men didn't need no education back then. You know, if you got a big family, they might pick the females, you know, get them some education. But the men, they just wanted a big, strong back, you know. So, and that put them in a bad position anyway. When they moved to the city, he can't get the type of jobs he wanted and all that. If a man can't take care of the family and all that, that's a crisis in his self-esteem, you know. And he actually become tyrannical in the household, you know, with his wife and kids and all. And I had to face that when I was young, you know.
How?
I had to face that, you know, when he came home. You know, every man wants to be esteemed, you know, by the world and by people, you know. Right? So he used to spend his money before he get home. You know, trying to press his friends and all. When he get home, he broke. You know, so he already know he gonna get it. You know, from my mother. You know?
Yeah.
So he ready for that. He come in, you know, all violent and stuff like that.
He started an argument to try and throw it off the fact that he wasted the money on little Susie at the bar.
Right.
You know,
you know, and you know, back then, you know, my mother, you know, women know how to get you back. You know, verbally. You know, they can hurt you. With their mouth more than you can with your hands, you know?
Exactly.
And, you know, my mother was smart. She was a valedictorian, you know, in high school. I mean, she was a smart person today.
Right. And you know what's funny is that the same way you said that is the same way my mother taught me a similar life lesson. Yes. She always told me, she said, man, women don't respect a man that put their hands on them because pain, physical pain only lasts 7 to 10 days, but emotional pain lasts a lifetime. Yeah. So you say, if you ever want to hurt a woman, don't put your hands on her. Leave her before you put your hands on her. And she'll carry that on for life, that she violated and she broke that, and she's going to spend the rest of her life looking for closure or whatever.
And women, you know, if they can control you with their mouth, get you out of your character, they figure you're weak. That's why they don't respect you, because they figure they know they're stronger. And they'll do that even at the risk of us, you know, getting a flat or whatever, you know. And they'll feel satisfied, you know, that I took him out of his character. I know I'm stronger than him, you know.
Yeah, I can control his emotions. I can control him. And a woman feel good just controlling any part of you. You know?
Well, they usually in control anyway. They just so show it, you know, they hide their hand right there. You know?
To make you feel you're in control, but they really the one driving you in. They the puppet master, you just a damn puppet.
You know, you're just another kid, you know, in the family.
You know what I mean?
The oldest one, you know, but you still know one of the kids.
Yeah, you know? I like the way you said it, the oldest one. You know? Okay, you was labeled a super kingpin by the enforcement. What is a super kingpin?
Super kingpin is something they came up with, you know, for the black man that's selling, you know, 10 million, made $10 million and sold 15 keys or something like that. But that's not really a super kingpin. That's the fake out. Super kingpin is out of the north. The CIA and all the other people that was dropping boatloads and plane loads of, you know, that's a super kingpin. They show the TV shows, you know, stereotype, you know, this is what he looked like, you know. So when they go to court, and we play into that, so we'll look like, you know, Scarface and all that, right? But they not the super kingpins and all that, right? The truth ain't been told yet, you know.
All right, so you broke down what was a super kingpin. So what's the difference between a super kingpin and a regular kingpin?
The difference between a super kingpin and a regular kingpin is the amount of drugs that they allege that you sold. You sold more. If you're a super kingpin, you at least had to make $10 million a year, or in a certain amount of time, or 15 keys. A regular kingpin is something like, you know, $2 or $3 million, and I don't remember exactly how much drugs he was involved in all that.
No, that's perfect. It led me right to where I'm going. Because now I'm going that, you know, they said that your supply line spanned from Africa, the Middle East, Latin America, and Europe. You know what I mean? You know, so that's where we was at. That's what they're saying now. So we're talking about millions of dollars. So you're talking about a whole lot of drugs. You know what I mean? So the drugs is coming from all these people. Was you going to get it from there, or was they bringing it here?
Sometimes most of the time they would bring it there, but I've been over there once.
Yeah, I know you've been over there, but where I'm getting at with it is that they're bringing it. You understand what I'm saying? They're bringing it. They have control of it. They're bringing it. He said he's been over there once, even probably even call it 10 times, whatever. He's been over there, but they're bringing it regular. You know what I mean? And he did 31 years.
See, you can hire professional mules and stuff. Never have to see them and all that.
No, but the point I'm making is they giving us the super kingpin charge and all of that, and they the ones that got it. They bring it.
Arrange for it.
Yeah, they have it. They grow it. They own it. But we get 30 years. Like I said, they bringing it over. They growing it. They own it. They have access to the tons, and they break us off what they want. You know what I mean? Little 500 keys, 1,000 keys, 1,500 keys. You know what I mean? But that's nothing when you're talking about tons. You know what I mean? But they give you and me natural life where I did 26 years and you did 31 years. You understand? And if they get caught and they bring them over to America, they can't get no more than 30 years. They can't get no more than 30 years. But we get natural life that we're supposed to die in prison.
Right.
And they was giving it to us. We way down the totem pole. You know what I mean? That's why I tell people, a little 25 keys a day I was selling in New York wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? I know dudes that was selling 150, 200 keys. You understand? That was getting it. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's levels to it. There's always somebody higher. This is all the money he was getting. Like he said, he had people sending it over from Africa, Europe, and Latin America. So they can't get no more than 30 years if they bring them over here in our prison, but we get natural life where they expect us to leave in a pine box. Now, you tell me where that's fair. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying, because the game has been rigged from day one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you trace drugs all the way back, you know, opium and all, it goes back 500 years ago to the British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
The British Empire was not an empire at the time. It was just one of the rival powers. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Queen Elizabeth, you know, started dealing in drugs, you know, and it became the modern British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
They made money going back to drugs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Boxers' Rebellion in the 1800s where they kicked down the doors and they forced the heroin and opium on, because actually came from India.
Mm-hmm.
And they forced it on them, and they claimed they had a right to free market trade. They could sell their stuff any way they want to, you know, the divine right. You know, they went to war about that in boxing. And anytime they need money to finance, they use drugs to do that, you know, to achieve political ends. And it came into our community basically in the 70s, real heavy. During the time of the civil rights movements, black power movements, black people was waking up and all, and it was used as a weapon to put us right back to sleep, put us in jail, you know, life sentences and all that. And over the years, it became bigger, bigger, stronger, a bigger weapon, you know, to use against us. A lot of people think the drug game is about cops and robbers and all that, but really it's political, you know. Their job is political ends with that, you know, which is one of them is to put us in jail, you know, and chop the head off. So our kids will grow up fatherless out there and they can continue the oppression and stay on top of us. Like that.
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, make an audio.